Hey, listen, if you in your car, if you with your family, if you in the backyard having a cookout, I need you to turn this all the way up, cause it's about to go live. Woo! This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the show can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the show can't take it away. You see the vibes, I know you see the light and how it shines. I'm a child of God, why you look surprised? I'm super fly, I won't apologize, cause I won't get favor, I got flavor. Salt of the earth, I can't lose my savor. Jesus Christ, yeah, that's my savior. Eyes on the cross, I don't see no hate. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Yeah, yeah, I once was lost, but now I'm found.
What's up, everybody? Episode 131 of the Motivation Moments podcast. We're live and we're in your area. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Gregory Bloomfield, the host, curator, and originator of this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching tonight. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We got an amazing show tonight. And thank you so much for everybody who's been subscribing to the channel. We're closer to our goal of having at least 200 subscribers on YouTube, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for doing that. And on Facebook, we're growing rapidly. So thank you. We're almost approaching 300 subscribers or followers on Facebook. So thank you so much for subscribing and following on the Motivation Moments Facebook channel. Thank you so much for tuning in as well on Instagram. I have my other laptop here, and I see a shout out to Ruben Floorstyle and my homeboy, my nephew, Milan Ebanks as well, who's watching. And speaking of Milan, I want to say something before we get started. There's somebody who is very special to me, who is going to be having a birthday tomorrow. And you've met him if you're a follower of this podcast. You would probably remember that I had my son on the podcast, episode 67 on season 5. If you haven't seen that episode, check that out. Tomorrow, my baby boy will be turning 18. So he will be an 18-year-old. Yes, happy birthday to Thaddeus Bloomfield. So he's watching right now. He's probably chilling at home or wherever he is. I just wanted to say happy birthday to him. I think we have some pictures as well, but we just want to make sure that he was recognized. I'm so proud of him, both of my children, and I'm so proud of him and his accomplishments. He's starting college in the fall, and I know I shared some pictures, but I wonder if we can show some of his journey over his 18 years of life. And we just want to salute my son. We can show them a little bit later on in the show, maybe towards the end, because some of them we're still getting them ready. So right now, let's say if you stay towards the end of the show, we'll show his pictures as a birthday tribute towards my son, Thaddeus. So if you're watching, Thaddeus, happy birthday. You got a shout out from Milan, your boy, and Harold Smith the third. Your friends are on here. So I'm very happy to be your dad. And I'm very happy of the friends that you have. I really respect your boys. And as you're all going to college together, may your bond continue to grow and grow until you get an old man like myself. So we'll show those at the end. Stick around for this episode. And if you want to put a happy birthday in YouTube or Facebook, happy birthday, Thaddeus, with 2 Ds, I greatly appreciate it. My wife, her book, Rooted in Boldness. Shout out if you have that book. If you do, thank you so much for purchasing it. But we're now in a general release of it. And now the book is available, not just on our website, but also on Amazon. And I need your help. We're in the quest, as this is our first publication out of our new publishing house, Sister Pamela Publishing. We want to hit number 1 on Amazon on the bestseller list and also on the new release list. So I'm going to put up this code right now for Rooted in Boldness, where you can get the book. And I wanted you to follow these instructions very carefully. We have a sale and a promotion on Amazon where you can get the ebook. That's the Kindle ebook for 99 cents. The Kindle ebook for 99 cents. So if you go to Amazon and if you want to type Zenja Bloomfield at the top, and if you want to type her name at the top, you'll see Rooted in Boldness. There are 2 options. You go to 99 cents Kindle, or you can go to the regular price paperback. The more books you purchase, the more reviews you do, it will help us reach that goal. So, and we're registered in 3 different categories. If you want to purchase the book, you can do so for 99 cents. That means you can get multiple copies and share them with your friends that have Amazon Kindle. Why should you get the book? Because it's the story of imperfect women and extraordinary faith. If you are a woman who's struggling in your faith, if you're a woman who is don't know how to take the next step in being bold in your life, or you feel that because of mistakes that you made in your life, that God can't still work with you, this is the book that you need to read. So get that in your library. Amazon will have the QR codes for you in just a little bit, so that way you can click and see, you can purchase this book and help us out with our new company, that we can have a number 1 bestseller or a number 1 new release on Amazon. And if you want an autographed copy of the book, feel free to go to our website of sisterpamelapublishing.com, and you can not pre-order the book. You can get the book through our website, and it'll be autographed and mailed to you directly. So we will send you those QR codes during the show. And also, we want to let you know that I'm finished, with the help of my wife, downloading all the episodes of seasons 1 through 5. We had some technical difficulties, which I caused. I own it. And now if you're on Spotify, you can listen to all of our episodes from season 1 to 5. That's about 72 episodes. You look at the QR code right there and subscribe to the Spotify channel, and you can take the Motivation Moments podcast wherever you go. So if you want to go to Spotify, look up Motivation Moments with Gregory Bloomfield, subscribe or follow. I'm not sure what it is, and also share episodes. You can download all the episodes from seasons 1 through 5. That's 72 episodes. Today is episode 131. And I'm excited about today's guest. This guest today, I see, let me acknowledge a few other people on Instagram. I see a lot of Thaddeus's friends in there. I see Walford. I see Case Rivera. I see another person I don't know, Baba Musha 054. Well, God bless you too. So you have a whole bunch of people in here that are celebrating your birthday, Thaddeus. I hope that you are happy and proud. My guest today is somebody that I've known for a very long time, and I've seen his transformation. His name, if you're into fitness, it's funny that I see a lot of the football guys on there, from shout out to Oliver Ames High School, and a lot of my son plays for that team, and all of his friends are watching on IG. They're into fitness. I know some of them are working out right now. This is a guy that you want to get to know. He is a fitness coach. His whole motto is to get you in the best physical shape. He's all about nutrition, coaching, lifestyle, and his goal is to help remodel people in their birthday suit. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to like what you look. You're going to like how you look, I should say. His name is Carl Hollant, and he goes by the nickname Locked Zoe, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But he resides in the East Providence, Rhode Island, and he is a competitive natural bodybuilder, and he has over 100 clients as we speak. And he is the founder and CEO of the company CFM Training Systems. So he gives you fitness programs, nutrition. He didn't start off all the way with fitness. It was a journey that we'll learn a little bit more about. But he has an amazing YouTube channel, and I want you to take a look at some of his shorts. We're going to show those right now before we bring in Carl to the program. All right, I guess we're getting it ready. Why don't we do this? Why don't we bring up Carl, and then we can show some of his YouTube clips as we're getting those ready. So in the meantime, let us, and our producer let us know when they're ready to go. In the meantime, let us, for his first time on the Motivation Moments podcast, Mr. Hercules himself, Mr. Carl Hollant. Okay, Carl is coming on. There he is. Okay, awesome. So as Carl is coming on, I'm just getting a spooling right now. This is the beauty of live podcasts. Again, he is the entrepreneur. He's the founder, CEO of the CFM Fitness Systems.
C-Form.
A professional bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder, and he is also a fitness coach. He will get you right for the summer. Obviously, you got to do the work yourself, but he will be there to coach you and to help you through in your fitness goals. So yes, we have Carl here. I see him here. All right. Can you all see Carl? Because I'm not seeing him. Okay. All right. There he is. Awesome. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. We'll get it right. Thank you for being patient. Carl, thank you for being patient. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm gonna bust your chops for a quick second. So it's C form, right?
Oh,
C4. Yeah, C form.
Or okay,
Yeah,
it's
so
not C4M.
yeah, C4M, but it's C form. So the way it comes from, right, is my name's Carl, and when I was trying to think of a name when this all started, I was like, how do I make this make sense? Well, I'm Carl, and I want people to transform with me. So I said, all right, I'll call it C form. You disappeared. Now I see you again.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're here. We're here. So yeah, all right. So C form. My bad. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
No one gets it right, so it's okay.
All right. It just it looks like C4M, but now it's
you
got it branded on your shirt as well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be here.
Good. That's good. And so let's make sure that we have the some of your clips, your YouTube clips that I wanted to share. So let's check those out because your stuff.
A lot of people, their physiques don't change because they never use effective reps. Training hard is a skill. When you understand how to train at failure, beyond failure, or really close to it, unless you're an alien, you can't really sustain a high level of performance with that effort level. But that's not a bad thing because it saves you time in the gym. I think the sweet spot for most people is 6 to 8 working sets per week for the muscle group. Now that might seem low to you, but if you know how to train really hard, you'll be surprised what 6 to 8 sets a week can do.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question first and foremost. Let's break the ice a little bit. I know the answer, but I want to share with everybody. So your YouTube channel is named Locked Zoe. So the locked is very obvious. But what is, to those who don't know what Zoe is, can you please explain that to the national audience of Motivation Moments?
Sure. So in Haitian Creole, because that's where my peoples are from, shout out to my Zoes out there. The literal translation of Zoe, it's more used in like a figurative sense to describe someone who's tough, resilient, or hard to break. And that's like a great description of anybody from Haiti, because we kind of were the first people to, be free and kind of saying, yeah, we don't want to be slaves anymore. So like, yeah, we're going to like do this and drink the soup that the French didn't let us drink. So Zoe is just, all in all, it's a reference to just being Haitian, but Haitian are known to be strong, resilient, and just really tough people. So that's kind of where Zoe comes from.
Yeah. I know that being of Caribbean descent as well, and also being, a lot of people thought I was Haitian. I'm Haitian adjacent because my kids, they have Haitian blood in them and Jamaican blood. But I just wanted to really put emphasis on that, is that you're very proud of being of Haitian descent. And how does being Haitian impacted you with your fitness goals, your business? How has being the Haitian culture and the Haitian heritage? Because I know your parents. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Holland, and I know your sisters, and I know we have a lot of mutual friends. So how has being Haitian and Haitian culture and Haitian heritage impacted your life in your fitness goals?
Right before I say that, a little funny. As soon as you asked me that, I just saw your little logo pop up with you like this.
Yeah.
So as you're asking the questions, it's like, so tell me.
Yes. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah. And if we sent this link to a lot of Haitian folks. So if you're Haitian, can you put a flag or put Zoe up in the chat to let us know that you're watching, whether it's live or whether you're watching this later? Or if you're Haitian adjacent, please put a Zoe or a Haitian flag in the chat. Go on, continue, sir.
Can you ask me the question one more time, just so I could?
Okay, the question is: you grew up in a Haitian household, Haitian culture, all that type of stuff, and a lot of values coming from the country of Haiti. How has that influenced your fitness journey and you as an entrepreneur, fitness entrepreneur?
Sure. I mean, I'd like to take this time to kind of shout out my mom.
Sir Carlene, yes.
Yeah, Mama Bear. So I've watched her all my life work her butt off. And this woman did not stop. She came in this country. She started as a CNA, right? What Haitian woman isn't a CNA, right?
Yeah. If you come from the Caribbean,
yeah.
Teacher, nurse, doctor, pastor, and maybe engineer. But other than that, yeah.
No, so you talk about started from the bottom. Now we're here. She started as a CNA and worked her up, LPN, became an RN, and then now she's she has her doctorate in nurse practitioner. So seeing just her resilience through from when I was in diapers till now, she's one of my biggest role models. And from someone that came from basically nothing, from a third world country to here now, it's something that influences me and keeps me going hard every day. So shout out to Moni. I think she's definitely watching this right now.
Oh yeah. Shout out to, yeah. And she's an amazing singer too.
Yeah. So that's part of the influence right there, just being around that type of work ethic and just never giving up no matter what the odds are. And that translated into the gym. It's like, if I do this, these things will happen, and I just won't stop. And then, I have things that are growing on my body that are called muscles. So, and she's just my family in general just supported me. Do you guys hear all these things popping off on my?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I don't know how to turn that off on my. It's
right. No worries. No. We're live, so it's all good. We just we'll press through it. All good.
Sorry, guys.
No, man. No worries.
Yeah.
But continue.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So exactly. I mean, I have been, as I said, I'm Haitian adjacent. So I've been at Temple Salem for years, Brockton Temple, all the different, and just in the same church community with you. And they're proud people and they're hard working people for real. So let's talk about your transformation, because you didn't start off the way you are today. First of all, you were not Locked Zoe. You were Carl with the piano. And so now you are Locked Zoe, muscle man training, and I'm incredibly proud of you. But what was the catalyst that made you get into the fitness arena? And what were you doing? What were you planning to do before that?
All right, so this can. All right, let's go on a time machine real quick and go back in time. So
way back machine.
Yeah, way back. So fitness started. I got into fitness originally to play football.
Hey.
Yeah. So shout out to the birthday boy, Thaddeus. I see you, man, all grown up. It makes me depressed because now it makes me feel like I'm old, but
if you're old, I'm a fossil. But
you're a good looking fossil, my friend.
Thank you. Little rust, but the engine still works. Praise God.
That's right.
Hey. It still works. Ain't that right, baby? Anyway.
Yeah, I knew he was going there. I thought he was making that jerk chicken.
Word.
So I originally wanted to get into the gym because I wanted to play football. So I was like, I have to get in shape for that, right? And then that was kind of like the main goal originally. Played football, played my last year in high school. And so just 1 year, just randomly just hopped on the team as a senior. And then I played a few years in college. I originally went to college to be a cop. So I took criminal justice because they said, do you need to pick a major? I didn't know what to pick. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll do criminal justice. Like, I guess I'll be a police officer. I didn't know what I was doing. And then through that time, when football was over, probably halfway through college, because I wanted to start focusing more on like career stuff. But at the time, I was also into videography at the school. Shout out to Bridgewater State. And yep, shout out to the Bears. So as that was happening, I started developing other interests and was getting pretty good at videography. And then once I graduated with the CJ degree, I got hired. Well, first I was put on contract for a year to be a videographer. And then I was hired full-time by the school, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, to be a videographer. I was in IT at first, then went into marketing communications, worked directly with the president, and all things that he dealt with. Anything marketing wise, I was the guy for that. And then that was kind of my gig I did that for like 5 years. And then one day, I've said this story so many times, but some people don't know, so I'll say it anyways. One day, what kind of kickstarted, let me backtrack. So while this is happening, I got into powerlifting. So squat, bench, deadlift, started competing in that. I did that for a few years. So life was good. I got my first full-time job, and I'm throwing weight around. I'm like, yeah. I love this. Okay. And then my boss at the time, one day, this was June 2019. I remember like it was yesterday. He calls me over to his office and he's like, yo, dude, we're going to have a pool party for the office. Okay. And everyone knew I lifted weights. He's like, man, the girls can't wait to see you with your shirt off and your 6-pack abs. Mind you, at the time, I was like a fluffy 270 with no abs in sight. I was just big, like I was like, the only 6-pack I have is in the freezer, and I don't even drink.
So instead of having a washboard stomach, you had a washcloth stomach.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much a solid keg. Nothing. It wasn't like it was like looking back now. I'm like, man, it wasn't even that bad. But just the sheer thought of having this expectation and people just being disappointed, like, oh, I mean, you live, but like, all right. Just the thought of that, I was like, yeah, nah, there's no way that can happen. Like, I'm not taking that L. Like, it's just, I can't do it. Like, in my head, I was like, there's no way that will be and it's just not happening. Like, in my mind, I'm like, abort. Like, mayday. I'm trying to explain to him, dude, that's not how it works. Like, I lift weights, but I'm not like shredded up, cut up. He didn't want to hear it. Yeah, of course you are, man. Ha 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 ha. All right, I gotta get to work. So I go back to my office and I'm just asking myself, okay, this pool party is in like less than 2 months. How the heck am I gonna pull this off? Because I'm not gonna take this L. Everyone thinks I'm this jacked up dude. And I'm not. I just have, I look like I lift with clothes on, but I don't really look like I lift with clothes off.
Oh, geez.
So this is what I did. I hired a coach that day. Mm-hmm. I just said, I just looked for somebody online, didn't go to bed until I found a coach, and I hired them, swiped my credit card, and was like, all right, there we go. Let's do it. And then that turned into me starting to figure things out, getting some accountability, starting to learn the ropes. Pool party ended up getting canceled, but I just started falling in love with the process because the biggest thing for me was food, and I love me my food, but I couldn't fathom the reality of not eating foods that I liked, like not being able to eat foods that I like.
Yeah.
And working with this coach made me realize that you don't have to do that. And once that skill was unlocked, I ran with it. And my interest just really started heightening about, I was already into lifting, but then nutrition. I almost used powerlifting as like an escape. If I'm just big and strong, it doesn't really matter how I look.
Yeah.
And then once I saw that nutrition was kind of the way out, it really got me into what I deeply want to do the whole time. Because when I used to watch it like videos growing up, it wasn't a bunch of powerlifters. I used to watch bodybuilders, man. I used to watch Ronnie Coleman, Flex Wheeler, like all these guys, just jacked up dudes. That's what I used to watch. And because I couldn't figure it out, I got away from it because I wanted to hide from what I really wanted. Yeah. And once I saw that nutrition was the missing piece, everything started going towards physique oriented goals. And then one thing led to another. And then I said, all right, I got ready for the pool party that didn't end up happening. Mm-hmm. And then I said, how about I get ready for a photo shoot? I've never done a photo shoot. Let's do a photo shoot. Mm-hmm. Then I did the photo shoot. I said, okay, if I can do a photo shoot, what if I do like a bodybuilding show? And when I made the decision to say, I'm going to get into bodybuilding, I thought I was going to do a show in 2 years. It took me 4 years.
4 years. See, it took you 4 years to do a show. And then let's step back for a minute. So you realize that lifting is just not the only way to go. You also had to curve what you eat. And I assume what you drank as well. So what was the heart? Now we're going back to Haitian culture. We're going back to, because your mom knows how to cook. I've personally eaten her food. And yes, I'm waiting for the invite again. Praise God. Here's the question though. I know that Haitians eat a lot of rice and a lot of starchy stuff. I know it's very similar, especially in the Caribbean diet and all those types of things. What was the hardest thing that you had to curve out of your diet, or at least have smaller portions in order for you to get the gains that you have today?
You answered the question, man. It was just, I just needed to follow. I just needed structure. That was the only difference. That's what got me into it, because I thought it was, oh man, I asked a friend at the time, write me can you give me a meal plan? And then it was just dry chicken, broccoli, tilapia.
That's the standard chicken and broccoli. That's chicken and broccoli,
right? And then I looked at it and I said, all right, cool. I didn't even attempt to do it. I just said, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing. I love my food. My Maji Haitian bro is too good. Like I just can't do it. And once I figured out how nutrition works, it made me realize that I don't really have to avoid the stuff that I want. I just need strategy, and I just need to check a couple of boxes to make sure that I still hit my goals. So don't know if that answers the question, but
no, it does. But I want to dig a little bit deeper, because there's somebody who's listening who wants to transform their body, get ready for summer, just be generally healthy, but they have the same struggles that you had, which was food. And they're going to the gym 4 days a week. They're walking, they're doing all that stuff, but they just, you talk about structure in nutrition. What specifically does that mean? Does that mean you eat less rice? Does that mean you switch the rice to quinoa? Or what does that or you give up the chicken and eat tofu? Like what does that look like?
What's the secret sauce, bro? Right? Obviously,
and everybody's different, right? You have vegetarians, you have pescatarians, you have straight up carnivores, but you say there's a structure. What does that structure look like?
I'm going to break it down right now. Okay.
Break it down. Yes, sir.
Break it down right now. I have a lot of content on this, but I've said it so many times. So if you're listening right now, I'm going to simplify nutrition in the next, let's say, like, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. Real quick. And you're going to be my test subject. All right.
Okay.
Imagine your body, right? As a house. Picture that. Got it? Good?
Good.
Your body's a house. If you want a bigger house, you need more material. If you want a smaller house, you need less material. What do you think material is when it comes to nutrition?
Calories.
You see, you're too smart for your own good. Food, okay?
Yeah.
Food, okay? Just food. So if Lord takes me now, God forbid, right? Takes me now, right now, you already have all the information you need to lose or gain weight.
So that means if I want to lose weight, that means I have to eat less food. Okay.
That's it. Right? That's it. Less food or more food, right? So stay with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, every home needs a budget depending on what type of house you're trying to build. Like a mansion is probably going to be more expensive than like a shed, right? Right?
Yeah. True.
Right? So we need to establish the budget, and that budget is what you just said, our calories, okay? Calories are just a unit of energy. That's all it is. Just a unit. It's just a way to quantify energy, okay? Once we know what our calories are, okay, you have to ask yourself, what are you more interested in? Are you more interested in just the size of the house or how the house looks like? Right? So if we're going to put this in real life, right? Are you more interested in the scale or the mirror?
That's yeah, both. Well, do I have to pick one?
If you had to pick one, which one would it be?
If I had to pick one, it would probably be, because I'm a little bit vain, the mirror.
And probably everyone listening to this would choose the same thing. You know what I mean? Because that number don't mean nothing if you're not happy with what you see. Okay.
Yeah, you could just because you may be in your, medical professionals will say if you weigh X amount, you're obese. And just because you're under that or you're within the acceptable threshold for your height and weight doesn't mean that you're healthy.
Yep. So you got it. Okay. So if you're interested in the mirror, there's another layer we have to go into outside of calories. Okay. Outside of the size of the house. Okay. Outside of the budget. Right. I love analogies, so bear with me. So that means the next step is figuring out what bills we have to pay for the house. Okay. All right. You with me?
I'm with you.
All right. So what's the number one bill in any home? The number one bill that's top priority on your bill list to pay off. What's the first thing?
Oh, let me answer that. The rent or the mortgage?
The rent or the mortgage. Okay. Think of protein as your rent or your mortgage. If you don't pay that, your muscle, we get evicted.
Hey, somebody put that in the chat. No, somebody put in the chat. No protein equals eviction notice.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody put that on Instagram. No protein equals eviction notice.
That's it. That's it. And all I'm doing is really simplifying macronutrition, right? Basically, like how much you eat is going to determine how big or small you get. How you eat it is going to determine what you look like, and what you eat is going to determine how you feel. That's nutrition in a nutshell. So as long as you're staying within the calories that you have to eat, which is just an energy balance game, and that can differ from person to person, their lifestyle, their age, their a bunch of different factors.
Right.
And you're slamming enough protein, you're kind of good to go. You can basically eat whatever you want. Here's the catch. I don't look at food as food as good or bad. Right? I look at food as strategy. I look at food as how is this going to help me hit my goal without driving me insane? I also
Chicken and
look at
broccoli.
food. Exactly. I look at food as culture, right? I look at food as fellowship. Something that people relate to. Food is more than just fuel, right? Some people are like, oh yeah, you wouldn't put 89 octane in a Ferrari. It's like, well, guess what? I'm not a Ferrari. I'm a human being. You know what I mean? So that's even that's like a quick crash course on what nutrition is, but that's basically all you need to know to get the results that no protein equals eviction notice, right? That you need to get results, right? I'll go really quick. Outside of protein, what's another important bill in the house?
An important bill would be your utilities.
Yeah, utilities like, let's say, electricity,
Yeah, your
right?
lights.
Lights. Oh, nice. Someone just said lights, right? Lights. Okay. Think of carbohydrates as your light, as your electricity bill. If you don't pay that, you got no lights in the crib.
Mhm.
Okay. Has anyone ever tried going no carb before?
Oh, I'm miserable.
The
It's
lights are
called
burning up upstairs.
candlelight. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So not to get all sciencey, but our body's preferred source of energy
Mhm.
are carbohydrates.
Mhm.
Any high demand activity that we have to do or partake in, our body will say, give us the carbs. We need something that's readily available that digests on the faster side. We need carbohydrates. So when you hear someone that says, well, I do the keto diet and I lost weight. So I asked them, why'd you lose weight? Because I didn't eat carbs. So carbs are the devil. Did you lose weight because of the carbs, or did you lose weight because you eliminated the carbs that cost calories? Oh, well, I fast. I do intermittent fasting. I don't eat between 12 and 12. So I only have a 3-hour eating window, and I've lost weight. So there's a magic sorcery that happens between that time period of me not eating. It's like, okay, is it magic, or because you don't have as much time to eat, you just eat less calories?
Mm.
Or I eat the carnivore. I do carnivore diet. I just eat meat. So you basically eliminated every other food group but meat. Those food groups cost calories.
Right.
It's literally a game of energy balance. That's how simple it is. But people can't fathom that. They think it's so much more complicated because social media, and it's not sexy, right? It's all
Yeah.
about what's the latest and greatest, what's extreme, what's like super out of this world. You got people online that are saying you can't eat oatmeal. Oatmeal, really? Or fruit is bad for you. Or there's always these extreme camps. So rule of thumb, if a diet starts with a name, stay away from it.
Oh, wow.
Just stay
Okay.
away.
It's funny that you're mentioning that, Carl, because you just touched on something that annoys me. Is that if you go on Instagram, as we both are on, and people will say, eat meat, don't eat meat. Eat vegetables, don't eat vegetables. Eat eggs, don't eat eggs. You need to eat chicken breasts with one vegetable and a small cup of rice and a protein bar. They get very specific. And it's like you almost don't know who to trust, because you got one diet over here. First of all, I hate the word diet. You got people that say do ab crunches. Don't do ab crunches. You got someone that says you can have a cheat day, no days off. There's so many voices in the fitness space that you don't know how to trust. How would you recommend? Obviously, you'll recommend your program, which we'll get into a little bit, but how would you recommend someone to turn off the noise and get the facts? I also hear you need 2,000 calories per day. Some people say 15, some people say 3,000. And I think this nutrition thing is really important, because we get the exercise, but we neglect the nutrition and we neglect the other things.
100%. So the way I've navigated through the industry because I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's corroded, man. It's a minefield of nonsense. And I did not want to say nonsense. But if anything, it's getting worse. I'll be the first to say it. It's getting worse because everyone that has one of these in their hands just presses, record and just says, do this, do that. Look at my body. It must work. Right. And then poor Barbara Frank over there that wants to get in shape and doesn't know who to trust sees, someone that's using confirmation bias and says, oh, that must work. And, this person has established them as an expert. So the way I would navigate through to find some people that you trust is to, number one, consume their content and do your research. Do your research and look at the consistencies of what they put out and what they're saying. The people that you want to keep an eye for to act that actual trust, they're not biased. They don't speak in absolutes. Fitness is actually pretty boring. Find someone that is good for you. Absolutely. Right. So fitness is very basic on a fundamental level, depending on who you look into. Like if you start getting into like evidence-based practitioners, stuff like that, it can get very in depth, but you don't even need to do that. What I like to do is kind of go through some of the research. I don't go crazy into it. But I take what I need to know and just try to dumb it down. Because half the people that I work with, they're not here to, they're not trying to be coaches themselves. They're not trying to know the ins, the ends, the what ifs. They just want to know, hey, how can I find something that just works for me and get results as fast as I can so I can live my life to the best capacity possible, right? So definitely people that, that aren't biased, that don't speak in absolutes. I would say someone that practices what they preach, but not necessarily someone that's in shape. Because so just because someone is in tip-top shape doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. And there's a lot of influencers out there that look at this guy. He's a specimen. He's got abs. He's in amazing shape. I want to do what he does. But here's the hard reality. A lot of these guys, right? And girls, a lot of these people did something that worked uniquely for them. Mm-hmm. Don't even know why it worked, right? They don't even know the what ifs, the whys. And a lot of them are on performance enhancement drugs. They won't tell you, but a lot of, more than not, a lot of them are. And you might not think, but he's not that big. It's like, that doesn't matter. And then a lot of them, too, have a genetic edge. Some of them are just so genetically gifted that anything works, no matter how dumb it is.
And the other thing, too, is it's funny that you mentioned about performance-enhancing drugs. I'll take it one step further. You got people, I may get in trouble for saying this, but I don't care. It's my podcast. You have some people straight up. You know when you see people on Instagram and you got these ladies and they're all dolled up and they're all in tight clothes and they're doing squats and glutes and stuff like that. Oh, you want to get thick for the summer when they got a BBL, Yeah.
By my 8-week program.
Yeah. Or, you got some people, some men that go, oh, they got 6-pack abs, whatever. Yeah, because they bought them in Brazil.
Yeah.
And they're doing
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's like that's the extreme side of things,
right?
But like some folks that are in actual shape without the BBLs or the Brazilian abs, right? They just don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? There's the people with the BBLs and the fake abs, they're just really in the deep end. But there's folks that they look good, they've done work, legitimate work, but they don't know. Just because you're an influencer doesn't make you a good coach. And I'm not saying that there's bad. It's all, if you're an influencer, that's a bad thing. No, you want to influence people on a good lifestyle, but like someone in the chat said, do your homework. Do your homework, and people should back up what they're saying. Look at who they've worked with. If you know someone that's worked with them, ask them about them, and then hit them up and ask questions. Ask them questions. Don't be afraid to challenge the authority. If anything, more authority needs to be challenged so you can prove that they're the authority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a hard thing to gauge, because you can fall for traps really, really easy, but just be careful out there.
Yeah, definitely. We're here with Carl Hollant, and he's sharing his wisdom with fitness and getting you right for the summer. And I want to play another YouTube clip from his YouTube channel. If you can all subscribe to my channel and subscribe to his, that would really be appreciated. That's Locked Zoe, LOCDZ, or for my Canadian folks, ZOE. So let's watch another clip, and I have another couple questions for him. We're here with Motivation Moments. Yes, sir. I went on your channel. I just picked like the clips that were real viral. But hey, you said a lot of wisdom on there. But I want to talk about, so you talked about all the fads and the influencers and the bad coaches and the people who don't know what they're talking about in this space. And I really want to talk to somebody in this audience that's trying to work out. I got my young boys here that are working out, getting ready for football season in the fall rather, and people who are training want to get right for the summer and just change your lifestyle. So you have your own company, and tell us about your company and what sets it apart from others, so that instead of hearing the noise that's out there, they can come to you.
Sure. So whenever you say company, I get like I feel almost weird. Like, what do you mean company? Like,
man, you're a CEO. You're a boss. Come on, man. One thing I've learned is that sometimes you gotta toot your own horn when you're an entrepreneur. If you don't believe in what you're doing, you can't expect other people to believe in what you're doing.
You're right, man. You're right. You're right. So I look at it as a system, right? And it's a system of just some core principles that I rather teach someone how to fish than just, say, here's a plate, come back to me for another one. I don't believe in reliance business as a coach. A lot of personal trainers think like that, where, I want to gatekeep. So once they come to me, they have to rely on me to get their goal. You know what I mean? I need the meal plan from Carl, and if I go off of it, life sucks. Like, no, that's not the point. I'm in a referral business. I'm going to teach you everything I know and make it work for you. And once you learn everything, you actually don't need me. I don't want my clients to need me forever. That defeats the purpose. My clients only stay because I'm a pretty awesome dude, and I built a relationship with them. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of it. And the secret sauce to progression is accountability. Having someone just kind of in your back pocket to just keep guiding the way. I've had clients where they joined me, they stayed with me for like a year, and then, all right, I got it. I'm going to be on my own. And then they come back to me a year later, like, yeah, I can't do it on my own. I need you. Even though they know what to do. Everything that I teach, like, you could look up all this fitness stuff on Google. Like, it's all there. It's all for free. I always say the information is free, but the implementation isn't. And that's where I come in. So the way I do things, I'm very laid back. I'm not like this super big spreadsheet type of guy that you got to do this a certain way. It has to be my way or the highway. If anything, I almost teach my clients how to coach themselves. And what I mean by that is, basically like for example, today I had an onboarding with a new client this morning, and when we were building out and structuring his nutrition, I didn't really do a lot of talking. I just asked him questions. So, what's your favorite protein source? Oh, this and that. All right, let's plug that in. Okay. What's your favorite this? This food. Okay, plug it in here. What's your favorite? And then, all right, we have a little space. What's your favorite guilty pleasure? Well, I like these chocolate bars. All right, put it in there. All right, it fits in everything. All right, awesome. Congratulations. You just built a meal plan that people pay other people to do, and I just taught you how to do it. And now you never have to have someone do it for you again. Yeah. So my process is I'm the last stop. I take a lot of pride in that. Once you work with me, you will not work with anyone else because you won't have to. You won't have to. So I'm a big at that, nutrition is one thing. Training, I'm really big into strength training because especially for my ladies out there that don't want to get too bulky, right? Or just want to get toned. Basically, what you think you have to do to get too bulky is exactly what you need to do to get toned. You have to lift some heavy stuff. You have to. It's human physiology. You're not going to get too big. If you do, please tell me how to, because I'm still trying to figure that out.
No, and you're making a solid point, because when I go to the gym, the ladies that look the best are the ones in that barbell machine with the 45 on each side on their shoulders and squatting and doing like not one or two squats to put it down and then go to the treadmill. They're doing like 3 sets at 10. And yeah, they're getting it in, and the same thing with the fellas too. When they do their squats, they're not taking the little 10-pound thing and just being, no, they're like, they got the goblet 60-pound thing and getting in that work, and they're showing results.
Yeah, but, man. Yeah. Strength training is super underrated, super important. And in the beginning for me, it was all about, the physique and getting in shape, which is great. Like, who doesn't want to look good? But the older I get, the more I realize it's a game of longevity, and you're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you don't get strong and you don't build muscle as you get older. Because let me tell you something, the 70-year-old that falls down the stairs that has muscle versus the 70-year-old that falls down the stairs that doesn't have muscle, who do you think is going to have a worse time?
And a longer time for recovery.
Exactly.
If you're brittle and skinny and then you fall down the stairs, I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah. So, we don't call you calling Life Alert. Shoot. For real. Shout out to Life Alert. But I think at the end of the day, you want to get muscle, you want to get, and then you also have to put in the work. Let's go back to 2 more things before we sign out today. You said accountability. One of the things that we talked about offline was you're not going to be able, if you're thinking, and I'm saying this to everyone who's watching and people are going to be listening later, if it took you 5 years or 6 years or 10 years to get a horrible body, it's not going to take you 21 days for you to get jacked. If you had the key to do that, you would have more money than Elon Musk, because people would just buy a pill or what's that tea that people drink? They sell it in New York. Yeah, that sweet tummy tea or whatever it is, or flat tummy tea. If that really worked, then yeah, you'd have more money than Fort Knox. So you have to be committed to it. And a lot of times people quit because they don't see the results. How does one stay motivated, and how do you, and with your company, C4 training systems, how do you deal with that accountability piece? Because I think that's critical, whether it's physical fitness, whether it's nutrition, whether it's drinking water, whether it's sleep. How do you hold people accountable, and what does your accountability process look like? So initially, any client that I onboard, I always have a talk with them. It's not, hey, here's the invoice, get in. It's we get on a call.
And because there has to be a kind of like a vetting process with anyone I work with, because I like to set and establish expectations. And I tell them straight up, if you think this is a quick fix, just show up, pay, and think that you're just going to magically get results, I'm not the guy for you. I tell them, what do you, I had somebody I signed up the other day that asked me what can I expect as for a time frame. People love time frames. People love predictability. And I tell them, listen, can you get something done in like 3 months? You can definitely get the needle moving, but whatever you're thinking, it's you need to give it at least a year. By the way, I've been training for like 16 years. You know what I mean?
But people don't want to hear a year, man. I got a cookout in 2 weeks, man. Get me right, Carl.
They don't, and that's why a lot of them fall short, because those same people that say, yeah, I'm gonna tap in with you, yeah, I need this quick program, you sell me a plan, they don't want to commit and actually go through the process. I see them 2 years from now, 3 years from now, they look the same or worse, and it's I don't say anything, I just say what's going on, like I'm trying to look like you. I've tried to help you, but you didn't want to take the time to do it. If you walk through a forest and, walk deep into a forest or into the Amazon for an hour, you're not going to turn around and get out of it in 5 minutes. Right? That's impossible. Just, to your point. So my process is have a conversation, set expectations, provide the client or the prospect clarity on what it is that needs to be done, what they, what that's going to look like from the day to day. And I'm just real. I don't, I rip the Band-Aid off and tell my clients, this is the reality. Like if I'm giving a protocol for someone in their next fat loss phase, I tell them, yeah, it's going to suck. I'm going to be real with you. Like, this is going to get uncomfortable, but now do you see why a lot of people don't do this or don't do that or do this or do it? It's like a hard realization. When I was getting ready for my bodybuilding show, it was always like a thought like, man, I can't wait to get in prep and get really, really lean and do all this and do all that. And when they say that it changes you because it shifted my perspective on what it actually takes to get up there. It's not a game. It's not a game. Now I don't work with, at least not yet, with a lot of competitors. Hopefully in the future I do. But for like, my everyday 9-to-5ers, my entrepreneurs, my just people that just want to look better with their, in their clothes and out their clothes. It's just a game of relentless monotony and consistency, and all applied with an insane amount of effort. That's the game.
I co-sign on what you're saying, because going in the weight room, if we're specifically dealing with weight training, there's a reason why most people who are in the gym either have AirPods or a headphone, because they need to listen to something, because just lifting pieces of steel or pieces of heavy stuff up and down, or being on your back and lifting stuff in the air, is boring. But sometimes you got to do boring stuff to get the results you want. Going on a treadmill and walking for 30 minutes or 35 minutes and you're not going anywhere is boring. But if you want to get that cardio, that's what you're going to have to do. Hey, do you want to change or not? And that's what it comes down to. And there's no magic pill that's healthy. Yeah, you can go take some Ozempic and but did you listen to the side effects where your liver might fall out, you might go blind, all kind of stuff. So it's like, I'd rather do things like the natural way, right?
Yeah, and not to shade like GLP-1 alternatives, there are certain cases that can help the client. It just depends on like what's going on with them. So everybody has their own unique approach. I've dealt with clients that have PCOS or thyroid issues or digestive issues. Like everyone has their own different case. Everyone has their own different I always look at I got my nutrition search through Precision Nutrition, and one of the things that we really focus on is deep health. And deep health are the things that are outside of the weight room, outside of nutrition. It's more so of behavioral issues, not issues, but like just mechanisms, right? How does what makes Gregory say, I can do that? It doesn't matter. I look at a fitness journey as a Venn diagram. Imagine a Venn diagram, right? One side is the optimal way, and the other side is compliance, adherence, right? One side is the best way to do it. The other side is how the best way that I can do it, right? Or the way that will actually make me stick to it. Right. Your transformation is where those two meet.
Awesome. We're here with Carl Hollant, and we're about to wrap up, but I want to ask you a final question. We're going to put your information on the screen as well. If anybody wants to reach you for a consultation, if they want to make a transformation in their life, transformations in the name. So tell me this. It's now almost the end of March. Summer is June 20th / June 21st. And somebody wants to start making changes. No, some people on a 90-day, and I know it can't really change 90. They're not going to look like, Tom Brady or like, Michael B. Jordan.
I want to look like Tom Brady, bro.
Yeah. That avocado ice cream ain't hitting no more. But shout out to Tom Brady. But
creme zaboka.
Mes amis. Anyway, so we shout out to myself. We have 3 things that someone can do right now, not to get ripped in 90 days, but to start healthy habits. So I want to be clear. So to the Motivation Moments audience, we are not selling you a get fit quick scheme and then you come back and unsubscribe to me and say we lied to you. We're telling you that that's not going to happen in a healthy, sustainable way. But what 3 things can someone do today to start their fitness journey and to start healthier habits? And where do you come in where you can help?
Let's put it this way. Training is the lock. Nutrition is the key. And your habits are the key pins. Okay.
Ooh, say that again.
Training is the lock.
Training is a lock.
Nutrition is the key.
Nutrition is the key.
And your habits are the key pins, the little teeth thingies on the key, right? Okay. You need all 3 to unlock the best version of yourself when it comes to this fitness thing. Okay. So, with that being said, I can obviously go in for hours on each one, but we don't have that much time. So if there are 3 things somebody said right now to go from March now, from end of March right now to have something to be in a better spot by summertime, I'll give you one from each category. If we're gonna say training, just lift some weights. Just get some resistance. Fight against gravity. Go build some muscle. Get some muscle on your body. It's not only for looks. It's literally your shield
for you to stay on this earth as long as possible. Okay, that's the training side.
That's good.
Nutrition. Don't start trying to eat a salad or start going crazy and start changing things up. Keep eating what you're eating, but all I want you to do is add a hefty source of protein to it. That's all I want you to do. If it's pizza, I have a box of pizza that just came in. I'm about to go slam, but if it's pizza, add some chicken breast to it, or have it with a protein shake, or just whatever the meal is, add a nice portion of protein. If you want to visually see it, you don't want to use the food scale, take your hand, see the palm in your hand, see that palm? That's your serving size. Women 1 to 2, men 2 to 3 per meal. Okay. And then 3 habits. I would say I'm going to give you 2 just because it's hard to choose between the 2, but I would just say walk.
Yeah.
Just walk. You don't need to do all this, interval this or hard 75 or interval FS, whatever, 47, what are all these crazy things, right? You don't need to do any of that. Just walk. Hit some steps. Have a step count for the day. It doesn't need to be extravagant. If you're a couch potato and you're doing under 1,000 steps a day, just double it. Do 2,000. Start there. Once 2,000 becomes easy, try 4. Then try 8. Eventually you'll get to 10. And it's going to make a difference. It might not feel like it's making a difference because it's not sexy. It's not getting your heart rate super high. But trust me, walking is super underrated. And then honorable mention, sleep. Just take your sleep seriously. Because the people that say, oh, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, if you don't sleep, you're probably going to die sooner.
Oh, Jesus. No, hey, I'm one of the people that says, so I got to work on my sleep. I admit it. But you're absolutely right. Sleeping, you can eat well and try not to eat late either, And the thing is that when you don't sleep, all the stuff you do in the gym, all the stuff you do in nutrition is for nothing because your body needs to recover from the work it put in and your mind, frankly. But
that's the biggest one, man. That's the biggest one. It's like, Can you get away with not a lot of sleep and get some results? Sure. But it's really what it does to your mental, right? Your decision making just goes out the window when you don't sleep. It's just suboptimal, and you're crankier, your quality of life tanks. It's just not a good time. I'm not someone you want to be around if I don't have sleep. It's just not. I don't want to be around me if I don't have sleep. It sucks.
I don't want to be around you when you don't sleep. You're bigger than me, and Carl, it was amazing that you were here. Tell us let's recite the name of your company, how people can reach you, and you do online consultation throughout all 50 states. Where are you located? Let's summarize what you do and how people can reach you.
Yep, sure. So easiest way to contact me, cformtrainingsystems.com or cformtrainingsystems@gmail.com if you want to email me directly. But if you go on the website, you can book a call with me ASAP. You can also hit my phone number. That's right there because everything just goes through me. I don't have like an admin or whatnot. It's just I'm just one guy. And through the website, there's a form. You can fill it out. Has all the information you need to get on the call. Everything. So it's kind of I like putting up a couple walls to make sure if you're really about it or not. So is that everything? If you're in the Rhode Island area, you can also work with me in person, and we can talk about that on the call. But anybody that wants to work with me, we have to have a call first, just so we can understand what your needs are, make sure that we're a fit, because I can't work with everyone. I don't work with everyone. Some people, it's just, I don't think it's gonna work out, man. I don't. Just our vibes don't. It just don't match, which is okay, which is okay. But if you want a process that's sustainable and simple, and have someone that's not gonna just yell at you that you messed up, because you're gonna mess up. That's in anything in life. But someone that's going to root you on and have you make it the last stop and not have to hire anyone again, contact me. I'm your guy.
Awesome. Carl, this has been awesome. Thank you for being a part of Motivation Moments, and we definitely want to have you back again. This was very rich and very enlightening. Thank you, man. I'm extremely proud of you.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Man. Shout out to Motivational Moments too, man, because we were kind of chit-chatting on the phone, but podcasts aren't easy. I think I forgot what the percentage is, but most
they end it. I'm glad you said it, because I checked on ChatGPT. Most podcasters quit by the 8th episode.
By the 8th episode, man, you're at
131,
man. So it's like anything, man, and it's parallels to doing something that you're passionate about, and just hard work and work ethic. Like it's even if there was 0 people in this room right now, you're still gonna do what you got to do. Still got to do it. Still what you got to do, because 131 is gonna turn to 1,031. You know what I mean? And
by God's grace,
that's right. Keep doing it. Keep keep pushing your brand, and like I think we were talking about this the other day too. Like, find something that you love to do, and you find joy in doing it, because it won't feel like work.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Hey guys, if you want to get Rooted in Boldness, my wife Zenja's book, it is available on Amazon. You can get it for 99 cents. Kindle ebook is for a limited time, and you can get the paperback as well. We have the QR code for that. We can put that up, or we can put it in the chat as well. And if you want to get an autographed copy, come to sisterpamelapublishing.com. First 5 seasons of Spotify's Motivation Moments. You can get on Spotify as well, so you can check that out. Please, if you are subscribing to this podcast, go to Spotify, type Motivation Moments with Gregory Bloomfield, and you can get Motivation Moments while you're working out in the gym and trained by Carl. You can listen. Yeah, see how it parallels? Segue. Yeah. So please do that. This coming Sunday will be our final episode for season 8. I'm going to take a break in April and come back in May. I'll give you more information. With that, we're going to have Elder Rico Hill, who's going to close out the season. So please tune in this coming Sunday. We love you. And also, happy birthday, Thaddeus. You're 18, man. So you can drive me everywhere. Praise God. So if we have time, we can run those pics for Thaddeus. Happy birthday. We love you. God bless. This is dedicated to you. Have a wonderful week. My name is Gregory Bloomfield. This is Carl Holland as well. Be encouraged, be inspired, be motivated. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. Please have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful week. We really mean it. We just keep smiling until it phases out. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got to keep talking. Okay. So, where'd you go? Aren't you glad this is live? Yeah. So, when do you want to come back?
Hey, let me know, man. Let me know once season 9 pulls up.
Yeah.
Let me know what the spots are. Hopefully by then I'm a smarter guy, maybe a little bit more jacked, and
yeah, I'll be jacked too.
More stories.
And I won't get a BBL. So
yeah.
Hallelujah. All right. Have a good night, everyone. God bless. This has never happened. 131 episodes. Where's my producer? All right. This joy that I have, the world can't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. This joy.
Sorry, I don't got a keyboard, but
Wait. Hold on. All right. Yes. All right. She's on the phone. All right. We're going to cut all this part out. We're going to save it for the blooper show. All right. We good? All right. All right.
So my
She's
boy,
frozen.
one of my friends sent me a screenshot of him watching. Dude, what's up with my face?
Hey, you're a Zoe. All right, her screen is frozen, so we're gonna end this ourselves, I guess.